Hello students, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to my channel. This is a very important class on Indian English literature and today we will talk about two important novelists G.V. Deshani and Neeraj C. Chaudhary. But before starting, I want to give you a brief introduction about myself. My name is Srishti Mukherjee. I have qualified NTA UGC NET exam in English literature 4 times and have also qualified West Bengal SET examination. I have 3 years of teaching experience. Moreover, I have also taught in NPTEL online course from IIT Madras 3 times. So that is all about myself. This is the link of my Telegram channel. The link is also given in the description box. So those of you who have not joined yet, please join to get notification of all important classes. And also please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel so that many more new learners can join. These are the timings of your classes. Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. Saturday, Sunday off. So don't forget to join me live. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notification. Okay, so let's start. The first important writer which we are going to discuss, that is G.V. Desani. His full name was Govindadas Vishnu Das Desani. ठीक है, Govindadas Vishnu Das Desani. So his timeline is 1909 to 2000. G.V. Desani G.V. Desani is very famous for writing the novel All About H. Hatter. We will also talk about that. Good evening, Elena. Welcome. So, Govindadas Vishnudas Desani was born in Nairobi, Kenya on 8th July 1909. He was brought up in India, and G.V. Desani is very famously known as a rebellious child who ran away from home 3 times and was expelled from school. Okay, so he was much revolutionary like P.B. Shelley. P.B. Shelley was also expelled from Oxford University for writing The Necessity of Atheism. So G.B. Desani's condition is also the same, a rebellious child who ran away from home 3 times and was expelled from school. He worked as a foreign correspondent for the Times of India magazine, gave lectures in many well-known institutions, and he also moved to Britain during the Second World War. Okay, so moved to Britain during the Second World War. So that is about his biographical details. So biographical details ज़्यादा important नहीं है. We will directly move on to his works. Okay. So first important work is All About H. Hatter, published in 1948. All About H. Hatter. Good evening, Papri. Welcome. I hope I am audible to all of you. Basically, my throat condition is not well, so I am not talking a bit louder. I hope you can hear my voice. So, All About H. Hatter, published in 1948. So, this particular novel is an experimental novel. It is about the spiritual quest of the hero for understanding the meaning of life. So, kind of existential novel, you can say. A spiritual quest of the hero for understanding the meaning of life. तो ये जो नाम है एच हैटर बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग नाम है. एच मीन्स हिंदुस्तान वाला एंड हैटर दिस नेम इज वेरी फनी. जैसे द लव सॉन्ग ऑफ जे अल्फ्रेड प्रूफ्रॉग, द टाइटल appears to be very funny. So here also H means Hindustan wala hatter. Hatter is a tragicomic character. The name means Sahib and alludes to Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland से इस character को लिया गया है. Hatter. So Hatter is a tragicomic character. Okay, so Hindustan wala Hatter, that is the complete name. Now, who is Hindustan wala Hatter? He is an Anglo-Malay man of 55-year-old. He is an orphan, son of an European seaman and a Malayan non-Christian woman. So both these two things are combined in his blood, both the sentiment of European and Malayan. ठीक है, तो नाम भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, हिंदुस्तान वाला हैटर. And later he was adopted by a he was adopted by a Scotchman. So varieties of identities देखो उनके अंदर है. That is why he is trying to find out the meaning of life. Varieties of identities. He was the son of European seaman, Malayan non-Christian woman. Then he was adopted by a Scotchman. He suffers from insecurity. He runs away from school at 14. Okay. And then he gets intimate with a 60-year-old woman. Finally, she was married to Mrs. Rosie, wife of a circus owner. But that marriage was also a failure. Okay. That marriage was also a failure. तो अब ये एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग नॉवेल है, बहुत ही पिक्यूलियर नॉवेल है, द लाइफ स्टोरी ऑफ हिंदुस्तान वाला हैटर. तो देसानी ये बात बता रहे हैं, एज फार बैक एज इन 1951 आई सेड एच हैटर वाज अ पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ अ मैन, the common vulgar species found everywhere both in the east and west. So this phrase is very interesting. G.V. Desani is interpreting the group of men or male person as the vulgar species. So human beings are considered as the vulgar species. They can be found everywhere, both in the east and west. It is written in picaresque style and it influenced Salman Rushdie very much. And Rushdie ने All About H Hatter में एक अलग सा quotation दिया था. Hatter's dazzling, puzzling, leaping prose is the first genuine effort to go beyond the Englishness of the English language. His central figure, 50-50 of the species, the half-bred and unabashed anti-hero, lives and capers behind many of the texts in this book. So, it is talking about Hindustan Wala Hatter's character and situation. So, Rushdie इनको बहुत praise कर रहे हैं. Remember, Rushdie has also coined another term that is chutneyfication of English language. Chutneyfication of English language. So it is also celebrating the hybridity of English language. So British English से Indian English अलग है because Indian English has this chutneyfication kind of feature. So according to that, Rushdie is also supporting this novel that it is the first genuine effort to go beyond the Englishness of English language. It is talking about purely Indian sentiment and that is also in an experimental way. That is why Hindustan Wala Hatter is so important as a novel. And Desa ने भी ये बताया है about this novel. I have systematically concerned myself with the British aims and means of achieving status and respectability. I have also definitely dealt with Indian aims, Hatter having consorted with both, ended by jeering at both and their sources. So Desani is talking about that the condition of Hindustan वाला हैटर. तो हैटर के अंदर दोनों ही सेंसिबिलिटी बहुत अच्छे से है, बोथ ब्रिटिश एम्स एज वेल एज इंडियन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. तो देसानी खुद ही ये बताया है कि हिंदुस्तान वाला हैटर इज ए कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ दिस सेंसिबिलिटीज एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट modern character. Okay, and Hatter declares at the end of the novel, I am not fed up with life. I carry on, boys, continue like hell. So this is how he tries to, he is in desperate medium to try to find out the way of his life or to challenge the monotonous existence of life. Okay, so that is about this novel, All About H Hatter. अच्छा, तो जीवी देसानी का बस यही एक इम्पोर्टेंट वर्क है, ऑल अबाउट एच हैटर. नेक्स्ट वी विल मूव ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट एंड लास्ट राइटर ऑफ टुडेज क्लास, that is Neeraj C. Chaudhary. 1897 to 1999 is his timeline. So Neeraj C. Chaudhary का नाम आप सबने सुना है. He was born in Bangladesh on 23rd November 1897. He belongs to a liberal middle class Hindu family. He was the second of the 8 children. He wrote both in Bengali and English. He worked as a commentator. Okay. So now his first important work, the autobiography of an unknown Indian, जो सबसे famous है, उसी के बारे में हम बात करेंगे. Published in 1951. So autobiography of an unknown Indian, it is the title itself indicates that it is an autobiography. So it records his life from his birth. It talks about his mental and intellectual development, and it is divided into 4 parts: my birthplace, my ancestral place, my mother's place and England. तो ये भी याद रखना कि 4 पार्ट की नाम कौन कौन सा है. तो 4 पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड है: my birthplace, my ancestral place, my mother's place and England. Now the dedication says to the memory of British Empire. Very interesting. To the memory of British Empire. ठीक है, तो इसके अंदर, इस ऑटोबायोग्राफी के अंदर ही एक सेपरेट एसे है which was later published as a separate essay. Objective method in history. It was an essay included in this book. The scholar Gypsy inspired him greatly. Now, V.S. Naipaul has greatly praised this novel. V.S. Naipaul says that no better account of the penetration of the Indian mind by the West and by extension of the penetration of one culture by another will be or now can be written. So, Naipaul is praising this novel as a combination of 2 cultures and how Indian mind is penetrated by the West. It is talking about that. The dedication itself says to the memory of British Empire. तो नोइपॉल ये बात बता रहे हैं कि जैसे वेस्टर्न माइंड एंड इंडियन माइंड, इन दोनों के बीच में रिलेशनशिप दिखाया गया है, हाउ वेस्टर्न माइंड इंट्रूड्स इनटू इंडियन सिनेरियो of the penetration of one culture by another will be or now can be written. Okay. Next work पे हम आते हैं, A Passage to England. So remember, A Passage to India is a novel by E.M. Forster, but A Passage to England published in 1959. This is a work by Neeraj C. Chaudhary. So it is talking about, again, an autobiographical account. It is talking about his short visit to England in 1955. And it is basically the account of the adventures of a brown man in search of a civilization. Brown man. Brown man means the native man. Okay, the native man of India who is in search of civilization in the West. It is talking about that. He describes and admires the 19th century England because England was considered so-called civilized society, civilized country. तो वो इंग्लैंड को एडमायर कर रहे हैं. ही प्रेजेस इंग्लिशमैन्स कॉमर्शियल ऑनेस्टी, क्लासिसिज्म. तो कुछ चीजें अच्छे भी थे ब्रिटिश पीपल में, उसी को वो प्रेज कर रहे हैं. And finally, he describes his aim, which is to grasp the reality I would call timeless England. So he is praising the classical scenario of England. Okay. So I would call timeless England, which I was seeing for the first time and which I was inevitably set against the timeless India in which I had been steeped all my life. So again, a contrast between timeless England and timeless India. ठीक है, इस कॉन्ट्रास्ट की वो बात कर रहे हैं. इसका सीक्वल है दाई हैंड ग्रेट एनार्क, पब्लिश्ड इन 1987, एंड द टाइटल इज टेकन फ्रॉम पोप्स वर्क द डनशियर्ड. तो ये भी याद रखना, ये सीक्वल बहुत बार एग्जाम में आए हैं कि सीक्वल का टाइटल क्या है, सोर्स क्या है. तो रिमेंबर दैट द टाइटल इज टेकन फ्रॉम पोप्स द डनशियर्ड. ओके, तो बेसिकली यही दोनों इंपॉर्टेंट वर्क है नीरज सी चौधरी का. One is the autobiography of an unknown Indian, another is A Passage to England. Now उसके कुछ other important works है. Other important works में आते हैं The Content of Search, an essay on the people of India, 1966. It is a collection of essays. The Intellectual in India, 1967. To Leave or Not to Leave, published in 1972. Culture in the Vanity Bag, very interesting title, published in 1976. And then Scholar Extraordinary, The Life of Frederick Max Muller, published in 1974. So very important, this particular work won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1975. So that is about Neeraj C. Chaudhary and G.V. Desani. I'm sorry, I cannot take long class right now. So this is for today's class. I have serious throat problem. So that is the end of today's class. Thank you all for joining. This is the link of my Telegram channel. The link is also given in the description box. So those of you who have not joined yet, please join to get the notification of all important classes. And these are the timings of your classes. So tomorrow we will meet again at 8:30 p.m. with a new topic. So don't forget to join me live. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get notification. Okay, so thank you all. Bye bye everyone. Good night. See you all tomorrow at 8:30 p.m.